A very good evening and welcome to UCTV News this Wednesday, 9th of July 2025. My name is Joseph Kabale. Now, starting from our local scene, the Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited, UEDCL, has attributed the persistent load shedding across the country to severely overloaded transformers and substations. While addressing journalists during the commemoration of the first 100 days following the transfer of assets from Umeme, UEDCL Managing Director Paul Mwesigwa revealed that the affected substations are currently operating at over 80% capacity, leaving only 20% reserve margin, far below the optimal threshold for power supply.
There are some major areas which are attributed to some substations which have reached capacity on both the transmission side and the distribution side. That's our next step. Namely, we are seeing overloads on Mbarara North, Lugogo substation. Mutundwe is at maximum. It needs to be worked on in the near future. Nkenda, Kasana. Because of the inadequacy, it calls for us to plan further and prepare our investments. Again, in our 100 days, we have identified 11 critical substations which are loaded 80% and above. A substation, if it's already beyond 80%, anytime T, it is heading towards load shedding. And we are taking a critical look. The beauty, they form part of our investment portfolio for this year and next year to come. Just to mention a few, this includes Kumi substation, Kampala South, Queensway, Kireka, Lugogo, and Kawanda UEDCL substation. On the other hand, in order to relieve the pressure in some areas of Namugongo, Chira, Kasangat, and Mukono, we have started on the project to establish a new substation in Majije Gayaza. It will relieve the pressure in Chira and some parts of Namugongo and Mukono. The procurement process is ongoing. Our customers in that area will have to get relief as soon as this project is completed. Our strategy is to make it done in the next 6 to 9 months, and we believe we shall succeed. This journey started with mainly 4 elements of control that we emphasized on as our perspective to manage the transition and settle the company in as UEDCL. One was talent management. The second area of concern was financial sustainability of the institution. The third one, customer service excellence and providing the service that we are supposed to provide. And the fourth perspective was on network availability. How have we done so far on talent management? Because of the requirement of the concession agreement, it was a requirement that at the transfer date, the employees of Umeme would be given an opportunity to join UEDCL. So, as we speak, we have fully integrated all the staff that qualified to LOL. And as per our structure, it is now populated up to 96%, an equivalent of 2,601 employees. The 4%, based on the structure that is not yet filled, the process are underway to fill them externally. and the adverts went out on the 16th and 19th of June. The recruitment process is ongoing. The second area of talent management lies with integrating the new teams that we've set up to manage the culture and also take members through of the activities.
The National Economic Empowerment Dialogue, NED Party, has criticized the Electoral Commission for delays in certifying and registering the party as an official political entity. They claim the delays may hinder their preparedness for the upcoming national general elections. In an exclusive interview, NED's national spokesperson Moses Matov expressed frustration over what he described as bureaucratic frustration from the Electoral Commission that have slowed down the party's momentum. However, Matov asserts that NED is still committed to fielding candidates for all elective positions, including presidents. Yesterday, the National Economic Empowerment Dialogue, NED, announced that the Electoral Commission had officially cleared the party to participate in the forthcoming general elections, which are now barely 6 months away.
Here is the certificate, so we can now fully function as a political party called National Economic Empowerment Dialogue, NED in brief.
Whereas this was heartwarming news within their camp, the party's national spokesperson, Moses Matov, states that their jubilation is significantly dampened by anxieties and concerns about their ability to effectively participate in the 2026 general elections. He cited that the Electoral Commission had deliberately delayed their certification and registration of their party as an official political entity, something he believes could potentially affect their performance in the upcoming election.
Definitely, there is some frustrations because we need to prepare early enough. Actually, I think it's a ploy by the system, by the government, by the system to frustrate these political formations. I mean, why we could spend that long, 1.5 years, on something small. I don't want to also ask myself why others, it becomes easier for them to get, but you know, their conditions unfavorable for politicians, I mean, to formulate these formations unnecessarily.
Matov adds that the bureaucratic frustration is from the Electoral Commission not only delayed their preparations for the fast approaching general elections, but also weakened their numerical strength, as many of their prospective party flag bearers grew impatient and opted to join other official registered political formations.
Because I've been seeing so many members we had before who wanted to stand on our tickets. I've seen some in PFF, I've seen some others in the DF, others have gone to NUP. I think basically those three, DF, PFF, and some others in NUP. So definitely affected because they had lost hope. Remember, they're just a few months to nominations, and you can't determine whether you're going to get a certificate or not. So really, you can't. It has affected us.
Nonetheless, Matov states that the party will not hesitate, but will swiftly swing into action to ensure their participation in the national general elections. He asserted that the party is committed to fielding candidates for all available elective positions, including presidents.
But very soon, we are going to unveil to the Ugandans the roadmap about the nominations, and I think it's going to be before 15th. We are going to have unveiled everything we intend to do in this short period. But first of all, I've said all elective positions are contestable, they are free and open.
The developments come at a time when nearly all political parties in the country have either completed or midway through their internal activities, such as nominations, releasing roadmaps, and implementing mobilization strategies. Now today marks a momentous milestone in the life of one of Uganda's most cherished church leaders as the Catholic Church across Uganda celebrates 20 years since the episcopal ordination of Bishop Emeritus Joseph Ranzelli. The Italian-born bishop is widely respected for his enduring legacy and transformative contribution to the growth and pastoral mission of Gulu Archdiocese and in particular Lira Diocese.
In Gulu Ecclesiastical Province, let it sound clear and loud.
On this day, 20 years ago, July 9, 2005, the former Akibua Stadium in Lira fell silent as the faithful witnessed the ordination of Right Reverend Joseph Franzeli, a combined missionary whose life of service had already spanned decades across Uganda and beyond. Appointed the Bishop of Lira just a day before the passing of Pope John Paul II, Bishop Franzeli carried on the pontifical spirit of missionary zeal, serving with devotion, humility, and a deep love for the people of Lango.
Congratulations and celebration.
Born in Roccafranca, northern Italy, on April 9, 1942, Bishop Franzeli made his final vows as a combined missionary in 1966 and was ordained a priest a year later. He arrived in Uganda in 1971, beginning a journey that would see him spend nearly 5 decades in service, first among the Acholi people in Chitogum, Lakol and Patong, and later as the shepherd of Lira Diocese.
He said, "Oh Lord, now I can go because I've seen something very good happening." Now, honestly, I hope to be here also next year, right? But
from makeshift tree classrooms to towering cathedrals, Bishop Franzeli not only witnessed, but also guided transformation. He was instrumental in the expansion of the Uganda Matters Cathedral and also led the efforts for the much cherished project of translating the Bible into Lango language, a project he fondly referred to as From Kop Odohodano to Kop Odoholango. Loosely translated, the word became man to the word became Lango. After 13 years at the helm, Bishop Franzeli retired in 2018, handing over to Right Reverend Sanctus Lino Wanok.
Okay.
Today, he continues to serve as chairperson for communications at the Uganda Episcopal Conference, describing his current days as extra time, a phrase borrowed from football, symbolizing God's grace to serve even longer. Having just returned from 9 months of medical care in Italy, the now 83-year-old Bishop Emeritus is thankful to God and the people of Uganda for embracing him as one of their own. A missionary, a mentor, a builder, a father, Bishop Franzeli stands as a towering reminder of the beauty of faithful service. And as he reflects on his journey from Roccafranca to Lira, visibly, his heart overflows with gratitude for a life lived not in comfort, but in calling. We thank you so much for watching UCTV News. We will take a short break and we will be right back with more of UCTV News.
UCTV, good news for all.
Radio Purchase, the best value-based community radio in Eastern Africa, running 24/7 with professional staff and solar energy backup of up to 500 kilowatts peak. We rock the whole of northern Uganda and the world using 7 languages on 90.9 FM and 94.5 FM in Arua on Ediofe Hill, 99.7 FM at Moyo on Adua Hill, 101.4 FM at Fogod in Gulu, and online at www.radiopurchase.org or download the Radio Purchase app from Google Play Store and Apple Store. Radio Purchase, peace of Christ for all.
We thank you so much for watching UCTV News. It is time for Today in History. With that marks the end of our newscast night. We thank you so much for being part of this bulletin. My name is Joseph Kabaale. I request you to follow us on all our social media handles. For more of these detailed news updates,